Hello. It's interesting. It's a thought about authority. He who has authority controls. In the ancient times in Judea, the Jews were getting to be very organized. And they had a great thing going for them, which was discussions. They had a unique society where they would discuss. And at the same time, they were trying to be a religion. They were grasping on those aspects. From them came the thought of one God. Everywhere else around at that time were multiple gods. The sun god, this, that. It was a brilliant idea, and at the same time, one God and spiritual. What? Everybody would say, what do you mean by spiritual? Yes, eighth, ninth dimension where it's not material, but it's over and controls the material. It's spiritual, and there's one God that reigns there. It's a myth. It's a myth. But how did they use it? They used it in they were discussing about spiritual, religious, and whatever. About God, about the sixth period, magic, everything they were discussing. But then they were discussing, they would not. Then all authority reigns. So what did they do? A very beautiful concept. One God, which is above all of us. It's a myth. It's a lie. It's a wannabe. There's something superior, and it's God, and He created the universe and all that shit. So they turned this concept into, of course, it's a myth. Of course, it's a something that doesn't manifestate himself directly. It's indirectly, because he's a superpower, and so we don't know his true, but they're good, etc., etc. So, and then they all of a sudden get, entonces, okay, in order to have them all agree on something, wait a minute, I talked to this God in a burning bush. He talked to me and he told me this and this and that. And in a sense, it aligns with what this one of them Jews were trying to win a discussion. So then all of a sudden he has a God that's saying, I authorize him. And everybody says, you're right. So it's authority. So if they can get it, they will say, God gave it to me. The same thing did Abraham on the mountain. Came down with 10 commandments, 12 commandments, and he said, these are the 12 commandments. God gave them to me. Then he wins the discussion. And that's it. He was just discussing about how many commandments there should be, the rules, because they had 5,000 rules and they were trying to simplify. So a way to simplify was 12 commandments. But they didn't want to agree on it. So what? So they create God, an idea, and then God told me, oh yes, he took the right decision. Oh, it's a good moral decision, and they're on forth. So I'm believing very, very, very deeply that human beings just created the concept of God because they knew when there's discussions to be won, and God is the one who talked to me and told me I am right, then everybody will just stop discussing and follow me. So it's about authority. The concept of God was created by these brilliant minds so they could keep manipulating the people who did not agree with them. It's about authority. It's about control. If we just add a magical mystery aspect to it, and just when everybody's in doubt comes and says, God said so, everybody just follows. So this concept, there is no God. It's something greater and beyond God, the truth. We just simply do not know what it is. But it's an error to believe that this kind of force has any judgment like the human species does. Because the human species is one of the small billions of experiments done in billions of planets through the universe with billions of different intelligence and abilities that we cannot even imagine. This is like a mystery, like the same concept as God. We cannot understand it because our minds are too imaginative, but we cannot come down and say, because I imagine it, it's God. And that's what they have done. It's an imagination figure they've created where he's the only one that could say, this is the truth, everybody has to follow. So these mysterious guys in Judea created one God, and he talks to me. Oh, shit, come on. He doesn't want to involve himself in any things because he wants free will, free evolution, and a whole bunch of things like that. That's a lie. He doesn't talk to him because he never has. But if you get the majority thinking there's a God that's telling this guys who wants to win the discussion that I told him he's right, now that's what they're doing. That's what has been done. And over thousands of years, they've built on that, yes, and people have added to it and added to the Bible and added to it and added to it to try to make it look true with so much incredible incredible ingenuity, human ingenuity, but at the end it's a lie. And it's a stupid lie. How can human beings believe that there's a God who created everything and he doesn't even communicate with his creation? They're wrong. There is that there is no God in that sense. We just don't know.